What's up, everybody? Vmortega or Ego One Actual, and today I just want to talk about Infinite Warfare and why it's not going to be a big deal that it's set in space. Yeah, the gameplay you're seeing is infected again. 2 infected gameplays in a row, and it's TDM. It's taken from my stream about a week ago.
See if we can find
so I did pretty good in this gameplay right here. I believe I got 40 kills. Yeah, so I beasted. But anyway, I just want to talk about Infinite Warfare and just mention the fact that I remember. Well, it kind of died down now, but I remember when it came out, everyone's up in arms about the fact that it's set in space. But I think it's not going to be a big deal. But I think, I think it's going to be completely forgotten about once the game is released. Provided that it's good, by the way. Provided that it's good. So we are still waiting for that part. Hopefully it's good. Yeah, everybody's optimistic, and I think the opinion is kind of turning a little bit. But I digressed. But yeah, like I said, it's. That part, the fact that it's set in space, that will be forgotten about, and I'll tell you why. If you look at the current COD that we're playing right now, Black Ops 3, and this is well, we know it's set well far into the future, but one crucial part about this game, multiplayer anyway, that nobody really talks about, it's the fact that the setting for the game, for the multiplayer anyway, is that it's set in the virtual environment. So it's not even set in a plane of realism or reality, because it's a computer generated simulation what we're playing. So that's why, if you look, that's why I picked this map right here, Infected. If you look at it, you got floating stones, kind of like an Avatar, and then on the left side of the map, on the other side of the map, you got a wall that's like an infinite wall with a village is just hanging, and you're perpendicular to it. So that's why you have these crazy settings. Another crazy setting is the micro map. You're miniaturized and everything looks like it's you're the size of an ant basically. So that's why all those settings are possible, because of the fact that the setting for Black Ops 3, it's in a virtual reality simulation, and yet nobody really talks about it that much, because let's face it, it's pretty fun. If you look past all of the issues with Black Ops 3, it's generally a pretty fun game to play, and and it's a pretty cool setting. Once you add once you factor in the fact that it's that it's a virtual reality environment, it allows you to have these crazy settings. It makes all these crazy settings possible. So with Infinite Warfare, being that it's set in space, you'll allow for all these crazy scenarios as well. And I remember also when Black Ops 3 came out, they talked about some of the settings that I talked about. It was underwater combat. God. And when that happened, once the game was released, we realized that it's only a very minor portion. The initial impression is that you're gonna have a map that predominantly underwater, but it's not even. It's not even a factor anymore. You got maps like Aquarium and Hunted that has a portion of it that's underwater, but you hardly go in there. So that's another part that's forgotten about that with this game. And if you look at previous CODs as well, I don't remember what's significant about the map, the setting with Advanced Warfare, but I remember with Ghost. I remember they were talking about the destructible environment. I mean, that map, Strike Zone, that the map changed dramatically. When you get that map event, and with that game, they talked about significant events with certain maps that drastically changes the look of the game, and it also affects the gameplay as well. But it's not really that big of a deal either. So fast forward to Advanced Warfare. Fast forward to Infinite Warfare. I don't think the fact that the setting is in space, I don't think that's gonna play that much of a factor either. Zero G environment combat. I don't think that's gonna be there that much. When you see the footage from COD XP with the games that was played there, the footage that was not leaked, but people post. You see the combat is pretty much the same, but when they die, they kind of float up in the air, which suggests that they are in a zero G environment, and that when you're alive, you have some kind of a device that allows you to function like in a normal Earth-like environment. And then when you die, that kind of goes away, I guess. And then that's pretty much it. You don't really see any other thing, I guess we have to wait until the beta comes out and see what Infinity Ward have in store when it comes to the game setting and the maps that they will offer. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I really don't think that it's going to matter that much. The fact that it's going to be set in space, and like I said, it's going to offer all the other possibilities that are kind of gonna be crazy. Like with Black Ops 3, you have a character that can glitch, so that's not gonna be possible in if you set it in a realistic setting, obviously. And also you got a robot that multiplies itself, that kind of it messes around with your vision, I guess. That's how it's supposed to be. Look at this.
Oh my god,
check me out right there, man. I can't believe I survived that one. But and yeah, like I said, the crazy setting with the maps, and I really think that I'm one of those players who don't really mind those type of things. I know there's an appeal and there's an allure with playing things that are kind of set in a realistic setting. But in my opinion, Call of Duty has it's well into the science fiction and futuristic settings anyway. So
forget it.
We might as well live with it. But yeah, like I said, what do you guys think about that? I know it's a small part. And it's a part that is hardly mentioned with Black Ops 3. The fact that it's set in a look at this right here.
I knew somebody was going to be over there.
I X'd out of
Oh
my talent because I know somebody was going to be there, but it was too late. But yeah, like I said, it's not. The setting with Black Ops 3 it's hardly talked about, and nobody was really up in arms about it. The fact that it's and I think it's very it's a significant thing, being that the previous COD it's set in a realistic environment.
That was crazy.
Or in the plane of realism. But this current COD, it's a virtual reality simulation, but nobody really talks about it anymore. What do you guys think about that? Hope you like this video and this commentary, and thank you and have a nice day. Bye.